Well, here it comes.
It's that 4FM road, yeah, we ride real slow. Texas bass hitting while the Carolina flow. From the whistles to the winds, every tale they record. Adam and Jack hold it down on 4th and Ward. Southside swing with the coach and Lord. Real life stories, yeah, they back for more. Turn the beat up loud, let the truth restore. You locked in now with the 4th and Ward.
I'm jealous, Jack. Is that what I think it is?
It sure is. That's a hop water right there, baby.
Heck yeah! What flavor we enjoying there?
Got the mango right now. Got the mango.
Okay. I hadn't tried that one yet, so
It's
pretty good.
I like it. Really, there's not a bad one. Lime is probably my favorite though.
Yeah,
That
that was
lime
mine.
just hits different.
That was mine. I saw they did have like a apple cider flavor out now. I'm kind of tempted to try that out.
Oh, I think they have some lemonades and stuff too, like some sparkling lemonades.
Little Arnold Palmer action I saw. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, we got some good news, Jack, for our listeners out there in terms of hop water. Jack, you want to share the news?
Yeah, absolutely. You can go to hopwater.com, enter the code 4th and Ward. That's the number 4, THANDUARD, and get $10 off your order. So shout out to Hop Water. Go get you some. It's become my nightly routine. I'm going to be honest with you. Just kind of brings the mood, mellows it out. And I tell you, I sleep really good after drinking one. So
I sleep so good, dude. Sleep so good.
it's, sparkling water, no calories, no sugar, no nothing. So, it's just sparkling water with some adaptogens and nootropics. But let me tell you, some good sleep coming for you if you get it.
Yeah, try it out, guys. You know, Jack, whether you're one of our many listeners in the United States or we actually, Jack, we're starting to pick up some listens up there in Germany, Canada, Australia, Finland, Ireland, Italy joined the fray, along with a lot of the other countries that, in the last 6 months or so have joined in. We can just keep spreading this hop water and everybody can be chilling.
Yeah, for sure. Get hopping.
So obviously, elephant in the room, right? My season is now done. We're recording this late on Sunday because obviously about this time last night, we were in a dog fight with the Willis High School out of the Houston area and got to do it at the Cowboys headquarters over there in Frisco, aka the Star, the Ford Center. Pretty cool atmosphere, Jack, but it was definitely different. You know what I mean? Like playing a high school football game indoors.
Yeah, we streamed it. Mom, Dad, and I were watching it. I was home for the holidays, and we were watching it last night. And you could tell. Obviously, it's an indoor. It's not their main stadium, but it's like this mini indoor stadium, which is still incredible.
Yeah, it seats like 20,000, I think. So they have open practices and stuff. Obviously, people can go in there and watch. And the local school district, they got, good Lord, a dozen high schools, and they rotate home games between their Toyota Stadium, which is the MLS stadium up there, and then the school district owns the stadium. So, you got those teams sharing those 3 sites, and it's a pretty neat place to go play a football game. But I'm good never going again, to be honest with you.
Why is that? Just a headache dealing with all the logistics?
It's just different. If there's a couple of reasons. All right. So one, from the logistics side, in some ways it made things easier. In some ways it threw a wrench in things. They provide the headsets there. It's kind of like a true pro experience or a big time collegiate experience where the headsets are kind of provided because it's all hardwired in, right?
Yeah.
To a big facilities. It's
Cool.
just a
Was
little
it Coach Com?
Yeah, it was Coach Com.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah, and it was the ones we had upstairs, normally in a press box setup with Coach Com. I don't know how long it's been since you've messed around with Coach Com, but you get those little square boxes, right? But they gave us sideline packs to use in the booth. And so that wasn't a big deal to me. I was just worried about the power source at some point running out.
Yeah.
Because it's sideline packed, so it's all battery operated. But whatever. They lasted the whole game. It was fine. I'm not trying to sling any mud or anything. But they did give us, for the box, the single ear ones. I can't do a single ear.
You like to be locked in with the double?
Yes, I can't. And so here's the other thing too. All right. The panes of glass, because they're like retractable, there was these creases in them. Well, that place gets loud. It might not be a big crowd, but it gets loud because you are inside. You got high school bands going nonstop.
Yeah, it's
The
just
crowd was a
echoing,
good
coming back.
size. Yeah, like the crowd was a good size, especially Willis had to travel 4 hours, but I thought they had a good crowd for the drive for them. Yeah, for us, it was a little over an hour or so to get there, hour 20 maybe. So we had a heck of we had basically our the lower deck basically full. Then we had some folks up in the middle of the upper deck that wanted that good bird's eye view. I mean, it got loud and it was coming through the glass, and not again, no excuses or anything like that. Just things that you get fickle about once you're set in your ways. But
That's interesting because I hate the double ear. I can't.
really,
Granted, I'm on the sideline, so I prefer to
yeah,
have like an ear I can hear if somebody's talking or whatever. But I don't know. I hate like there's a competition. We have one double-eared headset on the defensive side on game days, and there's like almost like a competition of who's going to get stuck with it. That first game of the
really,
year.
yeah. I mean, the sideline's a different scenario. I mean, I don't know. For a sideline, yeah, I want a single ear. Like you said, you got to be able to hear. They need a sub for somebody, and you're talking to that dude.
Yeah,
We got some side. Actually, I think all of our sidelines are only one ears. Now that I'm thinking about it, but yeah, there's a time and place. When I'm up in the box, though, I like to just try to focus. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
try to make sure I'm hearing everything. And I don't know. But the main thing that was kind of tough was our replay system. When you go out to a high school site, it's all using those satellite dishes that got to interconnect and
yeah,
beam the signal. We can't have it on the sideline. It has to be in the box. So you got to beam it up to the box and download it on iPads and stuff. But there you have to hardwire it all in. So you have to take it, from your wide tight to your replay system they use, and then Ethernet that into the wall that's labeled, home, coach's booth, yada, yada. You do the same thing with your butt view. And then in theory, you should just take your little antenna up when you're up in the coach's box and be able to bring it out of the wall at the Ethernet jack, and should work, right? And so we always do like tests, of course, before team stretch and stuff really gets rolling, make sure everything's working right. Sure enough, it always works great. You get all three angles, the start stop works, all that good stuff. But then we got about 2 snaps into that game last night, and just clips weren't downloading,
yeah.
and just headaches ensued. And plus we couldn't play complimentary, so that was just adding to some frustration, and you're wondering if you're missing stuff because you can't see the replay. I don't know. It was a cool experience. It really was. The locker rooms, like you would get there and get the equipment trailer, and the kids, like, they pull up a garage door and you walk straight onto the field, go through the
Yeah.
tunnel to your locker rooms, separate offense, defensive locker rooms. Kids had nameplates with their names on them.
That's pretty cool.
We had nameplates with our names on them in the defensive coach's locker room, offensive coach's locker. I mean, it is a pro setup. So
Yeah.
by all means, it is awesome. It is truly a special moment. But yeah, some of the other things. And okay, here's actually a little bit of mudslinging I'll do. Okay. We're about to kick it off. You go to a press box, and we talked about this before. Usually there's some complimentary drinks and, water at least, right? And so I hear one of our junior guys who helps us chart in the back was asking if he might need anything. So I'm just like, yeah, well, shoot, we're at 18, Ford Center, Cowboys deal. Yeah, give me one of them Diet Dr. Peppers. Like, let's get. And he's like, all right, yeah, it's probably gonna be about $12. And I was like, I thought he's joking, because everybody clowns on Jerry for trying to make a buck. No, there was no drink, right, or complimentary drink.
They were charging coaches?
You had to go down to the concession stand and then bring it back up.
So they spend all that money making nameplates and everything for people, but they ain't going to give you a free, like,
That's right.
nothing
I
crazy.
don't need
but
much. Just water would have been fine. Like, throw a 12-pack of waters in the coach's booth. I mean, I don't know.
Think
that was
would
my
be
one
standard.
That was my one thing. So I heard that and I was like, nah, forget that, dude. I'll wait till halftime and give me some Gatorade at halftime or something like that. But so I sent over like the little packet that they provided us.
I was just looking at that, and
I know your mind likes to think about the logistics and all that. So I was like, I got to show this to Jack, just all the things that we got to make sure we have ready so that it works well in that kind of venue.
Oh, let me ask you, was the credential thing, was that a pain in the butt? People, or were they really strict on it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess to get to certain parts, yes. I mean,
I remember when, at Clemson, we had to have it. and any bowl game, they got real like CFP game. If you didn't have that credential like visible, they would literally escort you out.
We had to wear it on our necks or on our, our belt loop or something like that. It had to be visible, like you said. But I mean, I didn't see anybody getting escorted or anything like that. But then again, I think a lot of people had them showing because they made such a big stink about making sure you had them. They had the all access ones for the coaches to get to wherever you needed to. You had just sideline for some people.
Yeah.
So it's all kind of organized.
I'm surprised I was reading team inflatables. They
So
allow that?
Yeah. We got to bring the old blow up jackrabbit head in there and set it up right near our tunnel that we run out of. And have you seen our inflatable?
I saw it on the screen. Like when we were watching the game, I saw it. I'm like, is that it? They have a big old, and I saw y'all's mascot too.
Yeah.
Y'all really paid for the ear upgrade. That thing's ears are like 4 feet tall.
Yeah, it is. Like, ears are taller than the mascot costume. Dude, I
pulled up the thing though. I'm still reading through some of this crazy stuff. But no, your mascot is impressive.
Now you come out, we've looked at the Star before one of the times you came out here, right?
Yeah, we looked at, I guess, the Tostitos Championship Plazas where
where all the shops and restaurants and stuff are hotels. Yeah, so you got the aerial view here. So there's the actual Ford Center. So it's pretty cool. They got a side tunnel where if the Cowboys in the middle of one of their practices want to go out to their outdoor grass fields, they can literally just pop out from the screen here, the left side, run straight out on the grass and go do whatever they need to do outside. So they can go very quickly indoors to outdoors. If they were outside and it's lightning, they can run inside and get going. So, I mean, it's a pretty sweet operation. All their offices are right there. They overlook it all.
Band and spirit group members can bring 1 bottle of water and 1 snack item.
Yeah, dude. So I think there was like no cans, and we're all hammering energy drinks and stuff. So we're like trying to sneak contraband out there. I got my energy drink can, like just trying to hammer that real quick so that nobody from the Ford Center gets on to us. But they were very welcoming. I mean, nobody was trying to be a stickler, I don't think. They were just trying to do their jobs.
That's a long halftime. Did y'all have a 28-minute halftime because both bands performed?
It's pretty standard. Yeah, you should. And that's in playoffs. It can't go over that. It's very strict. All right. But you go to a home site, they might put 30 minutes up on the halftime thing, and you get out there thinking you only got 5 minutes to get back to the box, and the other band hadn't even started yet. Like, so those halftimes sometimes get stupid long, depending on, how in depth some of the bands get. Some of them get wild out here, Jack. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie. I saw a band one time, not naming names, but I saw a band one time. Their whole, I didn't realize there's 2 types of bands, first of all. Okay. So there is like your traditional collegiate military style, right? Where they might spell out, tigers or whatever your mascot is, right? Something very old school, in my opinion, cool. But then there's, I can't remember what it's called, performative or
like where they do like a routine, like a dance like kind of thing.
It's like Broadway. Like it's like so I saw this one school one time. All right, Jack, it was like I was watching Gladiator. Like there was a chariot with, it was fire. Like it was pretty wild, but not to get off topic, but there are some band performances and they're cool. Like, don't get me wrong. They're awesome. Those kids work their tails off. I ain't ever going to batten out the band, but, man, sometimes it gets really intense, but yeah, anyway.
Yeah. It looks like and the fact they have to probably have something like this, especially hosting events like this.
Absolutely.
And I get it. But
they'll host multiple games in one day. Like there was a 2:00 game before us. And so they have to have all that stuff cleared out, set up in a hour turnaround time, maybe hour and a half turnaround time. You got to have a whole new setup for 2 new teams coming in. And basically from my understanding is if you make it to state and you're playing at AT&T, it's the exact same operation, exact same, what you're going to get, how you're going to set things up, all this and that. So it's really copy and paste. It's just at a different venue than AT&T, but it's one of those things like I was really looking forward to it. It was really cool. Obviously the results, not what we wanted. That's a whole other story that maybe we can get into. I'm sure we'll get into, but, yeah, I don't know if I'm too eager to get back anytime soon.
Yeah, it was a good game. We watched it, like I said, and it was kind of, I hate to say ugly, but the first half wasn't ideal for y'all, I'd say. I mean, y'all played, it was a close game, but it got a little bit spread apart there. But then out of nowhere, y'all were just firing on all cylinders. It was insane.
The story of the year, man. We've been just preaching to our guys, like, if we could just consistently play complimentary football, guys, the sky is the limit. We're playing a team, I'm sure you picked up on it, Jack. They're 90% pass, maybe 10% run. They're in empty backfield all night.
It looked like they were 90% pass to one kid, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah, you know who that kid is, right?
He's a stud.
He's the number one athlete in the country. And Jack, get this, all right? He doesn't leave the field. He was
a punter, dude. He was in there as a punter.
He played every snap on offense, every snap on defense. He's the punter. He's the punt returner. He's the kickoff returner. He didn't leave the field. Number one athlete in the country, and he is smooth. All right.
Yeah,
and it's a heck of a 1-2 punch because they got a tight end going to Houston. It's 260.
Was that the big boy?
Yeah.
85?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a big.
He's a dog. He's a dog too. And so it's like Kobe and Shaq, like all the little bubble game they were running. Like that guy, to be as big as he is really good in space at walling guys off. And once 7 gets some wiggle room.
Yeah, he's hard.
First half, like we were talking about, it's just complimentary football. We played 50 snaps of defense in the first half, only gave up 10 points. To me, that's a win. And we just got to preach to our guys at the half. We got to keep doing our job. Offense is going to get their thing going. How the story of this year was that there were going to be times where one side or the other is going to have their fits, but we're going to band together at some point. And more often than not this year, we were able to come out on top. And I think if we had another minute or two, I think we might have done the unthinkable, man.
I was about to say, if there was about another minute, maybe it would have been. If that stopped towards the end of the game, y'all scored to bring it to 6 point. It was a 6 point game, I think.
Yeah,
maybe
6
points. A little over 2 minutes left, something like that. They go on offense, and I think there was a third down, maybe. Anyway, if y'all would have stopped them in that set of downs, I think y'all would have had it. But again, I think that number 7 got the ball, and he just made a play.
Just makes a play, and sometimes you got to tip your hat and understand that the other team had a better night. Now, the sucky part is playoffs where it's win or go home. Those are some tough conversations you got to have.
I will say, I had one question watching it.
Okay.
Is hurdling not a penalty in Texas?
Oh, because Abe's big tail got over one of our kids.
Right, because in South Carolina, you can't hurdle. It's a 15-yard penalty unless that man is on the ground and you're jumping over. Like, you can't open field hurdle a guy.
We follow whatever the NCAA rule is on it.
So you can hurdle in college. So I guess that's what it is.
Yeah.
So I was seeing that and I was like, oh, that's a penalty. And they didn't throw a flag. They kept showing the replay and nobody said anything. I'm like, wait, what?
No, people were saying something. Oh, crap. That's what they were saying. Because that's a big
boy.
It's 260 pounds, Jack, getting up.
I'm going to tell you, he probably would play tight end, but he'd probably be on the line with me too on defense.
He went both ways too.
What does he play on defense?
The end.
I was about to say, he's got to be something. That's a big
Every one
boy.
of their guys, all their guys with D1 offers other than the quarterback goes both ways. Number 7 was the only one that played every single snap.
Now, I will say, y'all's running back, he's a stud too. He trucked that one boy and was letting him have it after.
Yeah, he's a dude. There were a handful of times where we're one cut away from him busting a big one, and 7's back there playing middle of the field and just makes a good upfield shoestring tackle. And in a lot of the games this year, that's a missed tackle, and it's 90 yards to the house and touchdown jackrabbits. But it just wasn't a good night for us for complimentary football. Yeah, I just hate it for the kids. Hate it for the seniors. Because this senior class, Jack, has been pretty awesome for us. Our last year in 5A, we made that semifinal run. And then graduated some off that, moved up to 6A, still scratching clawed and made the playoffs last year, first year in 6A. And then this year to be co-district champs and make it 3 rounds deep. It's been a good class for us. Just had to reach those.
Is it a realignment? Like, how often do y'all do realignment out there?
We realign this year. So about February, we'll figure out kind of if there's any shakeup or anything like that. And we'll be 6A D1 undoubtedly in my mind. I wish I was wrong, but it's not what happened. We're going to be 6A D1 just because I think we turned in right at 3,000 students. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty wild.
it's a realignment for us too, and there's always the rumors, people talking about it, whether they think so and so is going up or going down or how they're going to do it. And I'm like, look, nobody knows. And the high school league's going to release it the day before or the day of Christmas break so that they don't have to answer phone calls the whole time. We just got to wait and see. And because I've heard so many things, I've heard they're going to start at the bottom this year and start at 1A and expand 1A up to like 60 teams and split it into 2 divisions like they did 5A, which would slide everything kind of up where we might have a chance going back to A. I don't think we will. I think we'll stay 3. But then you got the multiplier rule that they put in for out of district kids, and people saying the private schools might go 4A now, the charter schools might go 4A. Who knows, man? I mean,
hey, now that I'm outside of it, all right, to South Carolina, they drop the ball letting these charter schools play in these lower divisions. Like, that is such bull crap. Like, your homegrown small schools now have to go play teams that can cherry pick and do all that, and it's bull crap.
Well, you have, so it's based on your attendance zone, right? Your zoned areas for your school. Okay. There's a charter school near Columbia. I won't say the name.
Their color.
Yeah. They have a campus, okay, which is probably just like a portable with like 4 rooms in it.
Or it's in an old grocery store.
Yeah. They have a campus.
Shopping.
They opened another one. Okay. If a school expands, where do you think the expansion is going to be? On the building, right?
Neighboring,
on the property,
right there,
somewhere.
adjacent.
No. 15 minutes away, close to another school zone, there's a satellite campus. So when it comes to zoning, which one do they have to go off of? Do they get 2 because they have a campus here and a campus here? They got kids going from this school campus during the day, driving 15 minutes to another school campus for second period. Like at what point do you draw the line and say, like, they have a Greenville campus and a Charleston campus, that all counts for one school in the middle, so they can all just funnel wherever they need to? Like,
they get to play a different game, and it ain't fair they mix in with the people that try to do it old school and, in my opinion, the right way. If we're talking about in the scope of high school athletics, if we're talking about the scope of high school athletics, the old way was the best way. All right. If you're talking about education and school choice and things like that, that's a whole different conversation. We're talking about it specifically from the sports perspective. Like, at that point, for the athletic side, it needs to be them playing private schools, because that's really what it is.
It is.
From the education side, school choice and all this. I don't even want to get into that, because
that's a whole other can of worms.
Whole other thing too.
And if this is my not conspiracy, because I really don't think it's a conspiracy. I think it's just what's happening with everything going on at the state level in South Carolina about school choice and whatever, and how you feel about that's beside the point. I think there was talks on Capitol Hill, whatever you want to call it, in South Carolina, in Columbia, about the state taking over the oversight from the high school league of high school athletics, basically. So instead of the high school league running it, it would be lawmakers, people in Columbia making these decisions. Okay. That that started getting pushed out a year, 2 years ago, maybe. It really started catching wind, people talking about it, yada, yada. I think the high school league kind of opened the door to some of those schools. And I'm just going to say this. A lot of those people that go to those schools probably have, representatives or whoever, friends, whoever, in circles that can influence a certain decision, right? If the state were to take over, let's just say it might be an easier route for charter schools or private schools or things like that to get what they want, is how I'll put it. And I think that the high school league felt a lot of that pressure, like, oh crap, we're about to lose all of our control over high school sports. Here, we just give them a cookie now, and maybe they'll kind of back off. You know what I mean? So they kind of open the door to allowing some of these things to happen so they don't lose control over high school athletics in the state, that kind of thing. But anyway, that's a whole other can of worms. We won't get into all that right now, but
that'd be a good off-season topic.
Yeah. But it's a realignment year. Long as get back to the point, I think we'll stay 3, but
Yeah,
You never know.
there's some schools out here that actually we talked about this some before too. They'll opt up because there may be a school district that has 8 high schools in it. To make it simpler on the athletic side, travel and stuff, they might have their smaller schools have to play. They got 5A enrollment numbers, but they make them play 6A, so they put them all in the same district. And then, you can match up schedules and travel times aren't as bad, yada, yada. But I think some of the grumblings that I've heard is that some of those schools might actually get to play down true to their enrollments because obviously they've been getting their teeth kicked in or whatever the situation. Other than DeSoto, which is the team we would have played next week, they have 5A numbers, but they've been balling out in 6A the last decade probably. So yeah, they're one of those national kind of powerhouses. That's who we would have crossed paths with next week. Really wish I could have been breaking down 13 of their games today instead of well, I take that back. I got to put up my Christmas decorations with my kids. Like it wasn't like it was
There you
good
go.
to stay distracted. I did
Yeah.
start my day. Well, I started my day at about 1:30 this morning when I got home from the game and watched the replay on the Victory Plus or whatever, and then fell asleep a quarter in. Woke up, my youngest son, not the baby, but the other younger one. He was already watching it at 7 o'clock this morning. Already watching the replay. He's a film junkie.
There you go.
And then he wanted to watch it again after church today. It's like, buddy, I can only handle watching this back so many times because still got to go in tomorrow morning and do the stats and stuff
Yeah.
for it and do highlights for our guys getting recruited and stuff. It's like,
Yeah,
buddy, I don't want to relive this a million times. Like,
you're entering that period that I think I just got kind of out of that week or 2 weeks, a month, however long after the season, where it's kind of like, well, what do I do now?
yeah,
Which I know y'all have to coach 2 sports, right? So you kind of
yeah,
have.
yeah.
Are you doing basketball again, or are you moving
I'm
to?
not doing basketball. I'm doing powerlifting. So it's still a winter sport. We normally, because it's football coaches that coach it, kind of wait till football's done and then we'll kind of get the powerlifting. But we don't start meets and stuff with powerlifting until later in January or early February. So yeah, it'll just be the powerlifters getting their morning lift in about 7 o'clock. And then we'll start off season with the freshmen about 8 o'clock. And then we'll start off season with the 8th period guys. Yes, that's kind of just the era that we're moving into. But yeah, the basketball days are done for now, and excited to see what this powerlifting life
Yeah,
is like.
and so you kind of have something that you're moving into. So
Yeah, that does
you,
help. Like years past, as soon as football's done, the next day
yeah,
we
that's
played last night and lost. Like it's weird because it's a Saturday game, so Sunday I'd be good still, but like Monday morning I'd be coaching freshman basketball or JV, whatever the scenario was for my responsibility. So yeah, that's a quick switch up.
yeah,
In years past, there's always been a tournament like the day after we get lost out of the playoffs or whatever. I got to coach a tournament the next day. Not this year though. We're moving on to powerlifting and doing some exit meetings and stuff like that over the next couple week or two, and start our weightlifting testing, so that when we come back from Christmas break, we got all maxes on our guys, and we start the program, start getting them lifts in, and getting ready for next year. So it goes fast, dude.
yeah, it does go fast. I mean, next thing you know, we'll be starting summer workouts, stuff like that back up, and it's crazy. Spring ball, everything else in between. We started weightlifting the week after our season ended, so it's kind of been, which was nice for me because I'm the type that I kind of have to have something to do. Otherwise, I
Yeah,
start tinkering with all this other stuff around the house, and then it's a mess. Like, I don't know what you
I'm the
call that,
same
but
way. Yeah, as soon as I get idle hands, I start a podcast or
well,
a seasoning company or
well, I told you about what I was doing over the break, right? I was
yeah,
doing the whole AI automation thing. Yeah. So like I dove so deep into that. You should see this. I'll show you after we finish up. It's insane how deep I went in that. I don't know. My mind just needs something to kind of go to, and school helps. And, I built a whole new, you accidentally saw some of the diagrams the other night of my
yeah,
reproductive health slides and
yeah, I
stuff, kind of
did.
revamping some of that.
Yeah, that was one thing we talked about with the especially the seniors last night. We got back from making the trip back and debrief as an entire team kind of just give them a little idea of what the next few days are going to look like, equipment turn in and all that, and then break apart into position groups and kind of giving that last heartfelt, position group talk to your guys, and you're talking to your seniors about there is a life after football. You know what I mean? And the ball, Coach Blackson at BHP, my former boss, he always said it best: the ball goes flat for everybody at some point.
Yep.
For 97% of high school football players, the ball goes flat when that last senior year football game happens. So we're kind of talking to them about that, and talking about, there's life after this, and it's a great life. I mean, it's in so many ways, it's way better than high school football, but you will always cherish these moments. But that is tough because you got to practice what you preach, and you go home and you're like, God, I wish we could be game plan. I wish we could be this. I wish we could be that.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, there's no other
I'll
way to
tell
put it.
you-
It sucks, but
I'll tell you what cut me the deepest. All right. Every year it gets me. You get down from the box, or the clock strikes 0 and handshake, and then, the emotions start going. And I get down from the box, and some of those guys, like we've got a special groups. I got a guy that's been a 3-year starter, and we got another kid that's been a 4-year starter. And it's basically almost for the whole time I've been out here, they've been starting for us. And it's like an era ending. And so you're kind of trying to calm some emotions, and you're, just wanting them to give them a big old hug and just tell them thank you for everything they've done and how much you love them and all that. Well, then I go over and found Mrs. Coach Wardlaw, and she had the baby strapped up to her, and she had the other 3. One of them broke his shoulder, so he's sitting there in his arm sling, and the youngest one, man, is just bawling his eyes out because dadgum, he didn't want this season to end, and that cut me deep, man. So, you watched the end of the game, had that last throw at the end, right? There's 2 seconds on the clock. It's just a heave. Maybe a miracle happens. My wife said that he was just looking at the ground the whole time. He couldn't even look up. He's just looking at the ground. And then when the whistle blew, she said he just looked up at her and said, "Did we win, Mommy?"
But yeah,
I heard that story, and I'm like, God dang it.
that hurts.
That's tough. That's
But
tough, man.
especially at his age, there's always next year. I mean,
There
he's
he
got,
is. Yeah,
he's
there
got,
he is. And there's a bunch of replays and YouTubes, and he's going to be diving deep in it. And
he'll be all right. But
on some lighter notes, man, we gotta shift gears. I'm getting too emotional now. I see plenty of stuff this week. It's Thanksgiving break, didn't have school, so once we were doing football, I'm kind of watching stuff on the internet or watching rivalry games or whatever. I don't know how many links I sent you over this past week, but
a decent bit.
I wasn't writing my sticky notes this week, so I just had to send the links before I forgot. Just wild card it, grab one, and we'll go from there.
We'll start here. Let me get pulled over. We'll start here with the piss troughs.
All right, yeah. Moment of silence for, we started with the piss walls in Delaware. Then we went to Missouri State, Texas State. A lot more piss walls than we thought. A lot more windows near urinals than we thought in this country. This one hurts me deep though, because this reminds me of the old Clemson setup.
Yep. Yeah, this one is like, I don't know if people realize how common this used to be. I mean, this has urinals actually. I mean, one pipe with some holes drilled in it, dripping down to wash it all away. I mean, this is
peeing
standard.
in bathtubs, and you're just crowding around, you're shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow with however many dudes peeing in a bathtub in the upper deck.
This bucket under the drain concerns me a little bit.
I didn't notice that. You got a good eye for this.
I don't know who's planning on cleaning that out, but it also reminds me the bucket thing. All right, so in the high school gym, all right, it's had like 3 different versions of HVAC or heat and air. Okay, the original was just the 2 big old gray fans up on top of the wall that used to just blow out, right? Just circulating air. That was the original because there was no air when it was built. At some point, they added these heaters. Okay, there's 4 of them, one in each corner, pretty much. Corner of the court, so like right above where your inline would be in basketball. Well, there was one that for whatever reason, hot water, they ran off hot water or steam or something, so hot water pipe running to it. and hot air would just blow out. Well, at some point, we started noticing this puddle on the floor. And we're like, what is that? Look up, and it's dripping. Okay, it's leaking. So we put in a ticket, maintenance guys come check it out. Well, I come back to school. You don't know what the fix was?
Bucket.
A bucket. Okay. So apparently they shut the water off too, and the bucket was like a second, fail safe. But my thought is, I mean, it's literally just a bucket hanging beside this vent thing or this fan. And I'm like, what happens if the bucket gets full? And does it just live up there now? Like, are we going to like paint it to match?
It's a permanent fixture.
Like, did we think this through? Like, that bucket's got a certain lifespan if it's getting filled with water, whatever. Anyway, it's still there to this day, no leaks, but it got hit one day. We were playing kickball. Kid beams it and just wham, hits the bucket. And I'm like, oh God, we're about to get just dumped with like brown water. No water came out, so I guess it's not leaking. So I think we can take the bucket down, but it's still up there, because how do you get it without like a scissor lift?
Slap a Fourth and Ward
podcast
sticker on it. That thing will be there for another 50 years.
So a bucket, fixes everything apparently, just like here with this urinal. But
that bucket's going to be there forever, but the visitor side bathrooms at Kansas's football stadium, those bathroom toilet troughs will not be there. Apparently it's all getting renovated, gutted out.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It used to be a proper country.
So here is the next one. You watched this already?
Is this the crash out riff?
Yeah, this is the crash out riff.
Yes.
Right. I don't think we need audio. We don't need audio for it.
We don't need audio. I have to mark this thing as explicit.
All right.
So this was I got a little bit of backstory. This was an East Texas officiating crew. Now, they could have been officiating a game that was not in East Texas, because another thing that you negotiate in these playoff games, Jack, is where the refs come from. Are they Dallas refs, San Antonio, East Texas, you name it? So I don't know specifically where this game's taking place. It could have been a South
it says
Texas.
Denton's C.H. Collins Stadium.
So the game was in Denton. So now we're talking North Texas. All right. Who are the schools?
We got Henrietta and Gunter.
Gunter's kind of somewhat up that way. Okay. So we're maybe still in North Texas area, but they got East Texas officials. Okay. This is a big state. They got different chapters, and those guys can. So, like our refs for our game Saturday night, I'm going to hold my tongue on some of the calls, but they were from San Antonio. I don't think they seen speed like they saw between a Dallas and a Houston team. We played a different speed. That's all I'll say about that. East Texas officials right here. Go ahead and play it. So we got a little helmet off, and then we got this guy coming in.
We got one ejection. He just ran out of things to throw.
Yeah, ref threw his hat, ref threw a shoe, ref threw, I'm assuming, his flag too.
Yeah, so the protocol, is the flag, then the hat. Yeah. So he's already thrown at least two, because some of them carry more than one flag. And so we might be four penalties deep at this point if we're getting to the shoe. And he's mad about something, whatever number 7 said, or chunked him. He's gone.
He gone.
Yeah, and I won't say what he's saying there, but and then
rewind. So yeah, we can acronym it. He yells at the kid, STFU.
B.
Yes, with a B at the end.
You little B.
Yells that at a kid. Then he gives him the crybaby.
And then his buddy comes up and is like, buddy, you're fired. You can't do that. Like, you're done.
He's like, you're done, dude. You're done. It was good working with you, Paul. Man. Actually, I know this guy's name. So somebody told me what that ref's name is, because they're from East Texas too.
Well, like, I want to know.
So he still has the hat here. There's the shoe seen around the world. 7 is getting, the kid's obviously got to be, I don't know.
Look at his buddy. Look at how high he threw the shoe. Look at Big Boy, the one that was telling him he's fired.
In the background?
Right there.
Heck,
like, dang, he got some height on that one.
You still got it, Paul.
In reality, he's probably like, is that a shoe?
Paul's not the guy's name, y'all. I'm just using that as a...
gone.
Fans in the background just going crazy.
Yeah, that I want to see. Maybe I can find a stream or something and just figure out what exactly happened to lead up to this. But that's crazy, though.
Yeah, that's
And
wild.
that dude is definitely not going to be a referee anymore, probably.
Like my kids say, he gone.
He gone. He definitely gone. But that's rough. That's rough. All right,
gotta
what's
put
the
him on
next?
the. We got to put that on the episode artwork.
Yeah.
Don't let me
Bald
forget.
ref throwing a shoe.
Give him this. He's got to be doing the crying.
Oh, all right. Next up, this was awesome.
This was fantastic.
This is Henrietta. This is the same school.
But this is from the week before, right? Because I think I was late sending you this. What's the
This
date
was
on
posted on the 20th.
Okay, so that was okay. But I guess it might have been for their game last week. I don't know.
Ahead of the playoff win. Yeah, it's from the week prior. Yeah.
It don't matter, though, because this is awesome.
Yeah,
Henrietta needs to get an extra spot on the Team of the Week wheel. They're riding out of town on the highway in front of the Chevy dealership, and there's the four horsemen, flags waving, riding stallions out of town.
I mean, hauling tail, too.
Oh, man, they are getting it.
That's freaking sick.
That's awesome, dude. We got to throw that in the background, too. Just four dudes on horses, American flags.
I mean, that is insane.
Oh, man.
And you know, the Chevy guy got a free ad out of it, too. It's probably the Chevy guy. This is probably him on the horse.
If he was smart, this video, how many impressions this video get?
Oh, probably. I mean, it's got 10.7 thousand views, but this is just Dave Campbell.
I was about to say, that's just Twitter, too, like, or X, whatever they call it now. Let's be honest. X is kind of becoming a more niche social media. I'm sure on Instagram, this thing popped.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. Guaranteed. That's
playing
just
on
cool.
Facebook, too. It says Amy Coleman on Facebook shared it out. She got the video creds here. I know she had that share on. That thing was getting pumped.
She went viral.
Yeah. So, all right. So far for the episode artwork, we got the bald ref throwing a shoe, crybaby emoji with four horsemen in the background. Got to throw a piss trough in there.
Yeah. And then this is just to cap it all off. ShamWow Vinny, baby.
So, when were we talking about the ShamWow guy? I done lost track of time. 2-3 weeks ago, maybe.
Yeah, we were talking about Billy Mays, maybe, and this guy came up.
We were wondering what he was up to. Well, guys, we found out. You want to read the headline on this, Jack?
Yeah. So, first off, Vince Offer is the name. That's a great name for like a salesman or a pitch guy.
Beautiful name.
Side note: you remember that show Pitchmen or Pinch whatever? It had Billy Mays, but like his buddy. Was it Billy Mays on there too?
Maybe? He was on too for a little bit, I think.
Before he died, yeah.
This other guy's name Al?
Something like that. But great show. Loved it back in the day. But anyway, Vince Offer, ShamWow Vinny. He's running for Congress in Texas.
Heck yeah, he is. Heck yeah.
And what I didn't know, two things I didn't know. A, he's from Israel. No idea. Would have never known that. B, he's an ex-Scientologist. Would have never known that either. Now, I knew he had a violent altercation with a certain type of worker. I knew that. But the other stuff I didn't know.
Is that where this picture came from?
I'm assuming so. I hope this ain't his like Congress headshot, his campaign shot.
Please,
that's
though,
not
yeah.
it, but
we got, and he's running in Texas.
He's running in Texas. Lord knows where, or maybe we can find out. This is NBC. The ShamWow guy is running for Congress in Texas.
Why does he look beat up in every picture?
Well, he's got that weird mouth thing. I don't know what happened there. Let's see. I want to figure out where. No idea where John Carter.
That's the picture we got put on the artwork, holding the ShamWow.
Yeah, that's it right there. He's making a comeback, I guess. He's trying to make a comeback.
Yeah, he's repairing his image. You know, he's going through the Brian Kelly School of Image Repair.
I want to see where this seat is, because what if it's for where you live?
That would just be my luck. What are you talking about? Houston? No, that's
Houston.
Okay.
31st Congressional District. Austin.
Okay.
Fort Hood. Okay. So yeah, if you live there and ShamWow Vinny is your guy, he's going to be running for office. So
You hear that? You hear that, Central Texas? Y'all
yeah,
got
that
ShamWow Vinny on the ballot this next cycle.
curious what. Yeah, I don't know what his platform is. I guess we'll see. But I mean, look at this, almost 1 million views. That's the people miss ShamWow Vinny, I guess.
It unlocks some nostalgia.
It does,
what it
that's for
does.
sure. I got to look at one of those commercials. Those are hilarious. He had the slap chop too.
Oh, the slap chop. Yeah, forgot about the
Yeah.
slap chop. Well, Jack, I think it's about time for Team of the Week. What you think?
About that time. Everybody's favorite time.
That's right. Guys, Team of the Week, always brought to you by Gridiron Spice Company, gridironspicecode.com. Use the code 4th and Ward, the number 4, THANDWARD. You get 10% off your order. I recommend, I own half the company, all right? So I'm going to tell you how to stick it to us the most, okay? You get the 5-wide bundle. You get each jar at $11 a piece, so you're in at $55. That's going to ship for free. Type that code in, knock another 10% off. It comes out like $10 a jar, and we ship it for free. Big old jars, they last you forever. So make sure you're taking advantage of that. All right, basically giving these things away. So whether you're listening in any part of the country where we got listeners from, we'll make it happen. If some of our international audience wants to get their hands on some season as well, okay, we'll try to make some work. But we got our Team of the Week wheel here, added some teams on. Guys, if you haven't yet, drop a comment. If there's a team, balling out, maybe they're still in the playoffs. Maybe if you're in a state that's already got state finishing up, maybe they got the dub. Drop those comments with those Team of the Week nominations. We'll get them added to the wheel. Your odds get worse every week, guys. All right. These little slivers on the spinning wheel get smaller every week, and your odds decrease.
Yeah.
Chad, you got this thing ready?
Some more South Carolina teams on there. We got a new one this week down there, so hopefully they'll
we added Somerville. There's a little South Carolina representation.
We already got Fox Creek, South Carolina.
My old stomping grounds, BHP, they're playing for state.
Yep.
I might nominate them. I might nominate them myself.
It's going to be a repeat of last year's state game. They play Oceanside Collegiate again.
Yeah, I watched their live stream when they played Pattersville for Upper State, and boy, Pattersville didn't want any of the smoke. They didn't want to stop Buck and Q Power and Dart and things like that. Not many people do nowadays. Not many people want to get down there and stop 13 personnel, 12 personnel.
No. And I'll be honest, I was surprised. This isn't slander or anything. I was surprised that Powdersville made it to Upper State, to be honest. I mean, not to say they're a bad team. I just didn't expect that.
Well,
but anyway,
sometimes you win one more than you're supposed to. Sometimes you lose one before you're supposed to. I mean, playoffs, things get wild. So let's spin this wheel, John.
Here we go. Who we got?
Maine.
Noble.
We are going. ME is Maine, right? I'm not a geography.
Yeah, that's Maine. Right. Noble High School in Maine.
Interesting. We have not gone this far northeast yet, have we?
I don't think so. It's hard to get more northeastern than Maine. North Berwick, Maine, to be specific. Let's see how we're doing this year.
This is uncharted territory. Solid season. What does that say?
7-3 overall, 4-2 in the region.
Okay.
Dude, the northeastern names are always crazy.
What is it? Some Lobster City or something like that?
Massabesic, I'm guessing. Massabesic.
Well, now, and since you're about to be married into some northeastern ties, do you know any of the story? Like, what's the heritage behind some of these names?
No clue. Yeah, some of them are Native American. Some of them are England, like English from people moving over. Some of them are German. I mean, I don't know. I just figured out how to say. So, QORCESTER. How would you say that?
WOR?
WOR. Here, I'll type it over here in the.
Boy, I'm going to get my glasses out now.
Can you see that?
Worcester? The heck?
Worcester. Yeah, they got
Yeah,
all kinds of crazy
people,
pronunciations.
people like
Well, they say pecan.
they say pecan. Yeah,
Get out of here.
I
It's
know. That's what I
pecan.
said. I'm sitting there at Thanksgiving eating a little pecan pie, and I got heck for it.
What am I gonna say? Pecan pie? Like what? That just doesn't even.
It makes me sound like a
Pecan
Yankee.
pie. Yeah, it's pecan pie. It's
Yeah, to me,
pecantry.
pecan is the southern way to say it. Pecan sounds just like this elegant.
Yeah, to me, pecan is the correct way to say it. Pecan is you're just trying to be fancy and you just sound like an idiot. So I don't
Yeah.
know what, whatever.
Anyway, back at Noble High School. Sorry to steal the thunder here.
But yes, looks like they lost. I
Did
think
they? Okay.
two.
Did
They
they play
lost
the
first
same team
round.
twice? They played the same
Yeah.
team twice.
So they played Bonnie Eagle regular season in a region game. And then that's their first round opponent in the playoff was Bonnie Eagle. And they lost again, unfortunately.
What was so? I wonder how the playoff system works up there. Now I'm just kind of curious at the bracketology behind it. Click on where it says Maine Football Championship right there. See with that playoff button? You
Where
go
do you
down a
see
little
that
bit
at?
below
This
the
right here?
records. Yeah, does that pull up a bracket?
It does.
All right, so we're Class A, and I'm assuming it's like everywhere else. We're looking at a smaller school here,
Yeah, I'm guessing 1A.
and they only go
See, here's the
3
brackets.
rounds.
So they got class A, B, C, D. Looks like they're 11-man. The other two are 8-man football.
Okay.
So I don't know if A is the biggest or if. I mean, look at these names: Matawanawakuk, Matanawcook. I don't know. Anyway, all right, I gotta figure this out real quick, and then we'll get back to their jerseys and stuff. I just gotta figure out what's. All right, here we go. This is what was proposed. So A is the biggest. It looks like, which is over 975.
So the biggest schools in Maine are 900 kids and above enrollment. I mean, Maine's a small state, so I mean that makes sense.
So it looks like they bumped it up a little bit. Class A is now 975 or more.
Okay, so y'all would be in the bigger classification.
We would be in the biggest in Maine.
As in South Carolina, y'all are probably middle of the pack. I mean, the biggest school in South Carolina is
Probably Dorman, maybe.
Dorman, and they probably have going down some rabbit holes here.
So it looks like Dorman has almost 4,000 students.
Okay.
So they would definitely be Class A.
Yeah. They'd be running the table probably every year.
But yeah, so they're the biggest classification in Maine. 7-3, that's a solid record.
That's a solid record. Good year. I mean, if you're in the biggest classification, yeah, I don't know how many make it to the playoffs. Yeah, it was a small bracket from what we pulled up there, Jack.
And shout out to Noble. Hold on, we got in 2022 to 23, they were 1-8.
Whoa!
And so in what 1, 2, 3 to 4 years time, now they're back to back. 8-3 last year, 7-3 this year.
The Noble Knights go from 1-8 to 3 straight, at least 7-win seasons. Am I recalling that right? Heck
6-4
they are
the year
getting after
prior.
right there.
So they were undefeated at home this year. So apparently you don't want to play them.
You don't want to play the Knights
stadium.
at the Castle, baby. Don't play the Knights at the Castle. Yeah, let's
take a look at the Castle here. If I can type. I'm almost 100% gonna be turf.
Because of the weather?
Yeah, I swear all the northeastern schools are turf.
Now.
That's different
Hold
colors.
up now.
That ain't it.
I say that.
Let me type Maine in here.
Get more specific, so that look like a nice setup.
All right, north. Yeah, it's grass.
Wow. Man, look at those trees.
Yeah, that's
Can we get
leaf watcher weather?
We might have to get a Google Maps view because I don't know if we're gonna get any. If we're gonna get any decent pictures on Google here.
Is this Maine? Yeah, that's in Maine. So we're near the border. We're almost in Vermont.
Okay.
Near Portsmouth. Here's our overhead. This looks like a pretty big school building.
That seems like a really big school for 900 students. I mean, it's hard to tell. All right,
Right
so we
here.
got one set. Does the stadium got a little name or something? Or is that just?
I don't think so.
I mean, it does seem nice how it looks like we got a practice field adjacent to it. We got some baseball, softball, maybe a practice baseball field too.
Yeah, I was wondering what's going on here.
Yeah, heavy trees. I mean, you can tell from that
That
one
is,
picture we were looking at that you're down there in the pine, or I don't know what kind of trees they got up there, but they're in the thick of it.
they got some
It's
good
big.
looking grass too.
Yeah, looks lush.
I wish they had an overhead view. Get a better look
Yeah.
at this.
Yeah, I wish I remembered who submitted. We gotta start tagging who submits the teams of the week nominations. That way we can reach out and try to get some extra info on them. What about uniforms? Let's get those real quick before we have to get off.
All right, so we got like a Mississippi State colorway almost.
Yeah, with the garnet and
Here's a Facebook page. Maybe this has some 3-time state champions. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe that 1-8 year was just a fluke.
So this is this year.
Gang.
So yeah, it looks like we're in Maine. Yeah, burgundy. I don't see a brand. I kind of dig the sword helmet
The
decal for the
sword
stripe.
decal is cool. That's cool. Somebody else does that. UCF maybe? UCF maybe
Yeah, I
does a
think
sword
so.
for their stripe.
William Bourbon Stadium. All right, bear with me, people. I just gotta. No, they didn't do anything. All right. Anyway,
It didn't help us out. Nah, shout out to him. Episode 36, Jack. The daggum Noble Knights, team of the week. Great season, you guys. Sorry you didn't finish up. It probably finished up a little sooner than you guys wanted, but you guys are the team of the week. Appreciate whoever submitted them. First team up in Maine that I can remember, Jack.
yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, for sure. Yeah, first time for everything. Hopefully, it's the first of many teams. We try to go coast to coast with it. As always, guys, be sure to drop those comments so that we can add your team to the wheel and we can do a little perusing. Remember, we want to be a grassroots campaign. We don't want to be the Allens and INGs of the world. Everybody knows about them. We want to be the Noble Knights of the world. The Harlem Bulldogs, who one of our former team of the week in weeks past. I think I did see they lost. They were getting after in the Georgia playoffs, though. Shout out to Will Wheeler on YouTube for suggesting those guys. But yeah, especially this off season, I'd love to learn a little bit more about high school football in America and what makes them tick. Yeah, that's about all I got, Jack. I'm probably gonna go grab my Kleenex and cry a little bit more that the season's over. But it was a good ride. It was a fun year, man. This has been one of the funnest years I've had coaching, and just super sad that it had to end the way that it did. But
Yeah, it does suck. I hate it for you. We were watching it live, and I think Dad at one point was like, "All right, I'm going to turn it and watch the Alabama Auburn game," because it was, a considerable, score differential. I was like, "Hold on," and then y'all
he hadn't
scored
been
really
watching.
quick. And dude, the onside kicks, like I don't know how much y'all practice those, but to get two, I mean, y'all had pretty much had two you recovered because I know there was a penalty on the first one, but
Yeah,
to get two
I know,
in one
man.
game,
Jackrabbit Magic, dude. I'm telling you, if anybody's been following us this year closely, they understand that we like to keep it interesting. Love
it
to
was a
keep it
great game to
interesting.
watch, especially there at the end. It was entertaining to say the least. But I hate it for you, man. I know the feeling. Obviously, we didn't go near as deep in a playoff run, but I hate that feeling. I kind of know what you're going through. I think a lot of coaches that listen know exact feeling you're going through too. But
The
it
ball went
sucks.
flat. That might be what I call this episode.
Ball went flat.
Shout out to Coach Blackston. Good luck, BHP. Go win state. And Jack, you want to sign us off?
Stay golden.
You locked in now with the fourth and wall. Fourth and wall. Adam, Jay, Texas, Carolina, we out.